Today on Dice to Pixels, we're down a Chad, but we've got some stuff to talk about. Stick with us. Or die. It's a horror film now. Yeah. So Xbox Showcase happened.
Yep. We talked about it last week, but
that was before it happened.
it was as it was happening.
Yeah,
it happened
yeah,
earlier in the day.
But Saturday, I think, was one of the main
one.
events.
Yeah.
Weirdly, I think Sarah and I at least are on the same page here. We don't really give a shit.
No. Well, we've both more switched over in the past years. Well, even Chad too. He'd agree, moving away from AAA games over to more indie style games. And
yeah.
while they were in there, I believe. So Chad and I did have it on for a little bit on Saturday, and last week he had mentioned how with the cost for like the minute long and the longer spots were, but that there was also free spots for smaller indie parts. So I'm wondering, there was a section where it was like some announcer at the very beginning, and then it had like 10 to 30 second clips of the game, but there was music in the background, so you didn't actually get to hear any of the game itself. It was just all visuals, and it was super quick.
Yeah,
I imagine those are probably the free spots.
I wonder if it was. Yeah. And some of the other ones might be subsidized as well. Hard to say.
Yeah.
So first of all, like let me walk back what I said a little bit, in that it's not that we don't care. Like, I mean, the overall news is like a whole bunch of stuff is coming to Game Pass, and they're really going into Game Pass, and they're doing all the right things. So that's wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
We just don't care about Call of Duty, and we don't care about Gears of War. Well, that's not even true. I might play Gears of War, but I'm not excited about it. So yeah, in that respect, we don't care that much.
No.
But hey, it's cool. Lots of people do care. I mean, I know the number of people that were excited about Call of Duty is like off the fucking charts.
Yeah.
Which is fair. I mean, if you buy it every year or however often it releases, that's nice.
It's a big deal if it's coming to it coming to Game Pass. So
and like I feel like the stuff that they chose, like the titles that they announced and chose, I think they did a really good job in choosing, because like they're hitting a lot of gamers with that.
Yeah.
We've kind of drifted a little bit into the minority of gamers, I think, where the AAA, the main ones, don't necessarily excite us that much. I'm interested in Dragon Age. You said you were as well.
Yeah, I've never played any of them before, but my sister loves them. It's one of her favorite series. So.
Yeah. I played 2 of the Dragon Ages. Really liked one. The other one was like, it was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give the new one a look, especially if it's free. I'll give it a look.
Yep.
I'm not like itching for it though.
No.
I do want to check out Starfield. We're going to talk about Starfield review bombing in a minute, but we'll get to that. And yeah, the rest of it, I'm kind of like, cool, more games to try. That's nice.
Yep. Yep.
Some of the trailers look great though.
Yeah, but
trailers.
Diablo 4 looked great too.
Diablo 4 still looks great.
Yep.
I mean, goddamn, they made me think it was a good game, even though I know it's not. There's Fable, which actually
I'm a fan of. I'm in the minority. Fable 3 is my favorite. I'm a weirdo, so I don't think I'd spend $90 on it necessarily. It would be, if it's not on Game Pass, it's going to be wait till it goes on sale for me. But it's a game I'm definitely going to try at least.
I want to be excited about Fable. I am going to stay very, very conservative in my thinking about Fable until I see it.
Yes.
Because I feel like that's a recipe to be let down in a big way.
I remember Fable on the Xbox Move.
Yeah. I want to be excited about Fable. Flight Sim 2024 looks fucking amazing.
Woo!
Hey, it's such a niche thing, but goddamn, there are like people are excited about like NHL like every year when it comes out, and I'm like, look, when you want to compare incremental improvement games, nobody beats Flight Sim. Flight Sim is it's so much better every year. It's fucking I don't care about it that much. But honestly, now that it's consistently on Game Pass and everything, I'll probably give it a play. Why not? I'm not going to build a full cockpit though, because I don't have the room. So, and they cost thousands of
Okay, I
dollars.
was going to say, so it's room that's the issue.
Mostly. I could almost convince myself to spend the money if I had the room, but yeah, so I mean, super cool. Stalker 2 is the other one that I might give it a whirl. I really liked Stalker 1, or just Stalker as the case may be. Super fun. Other than that, I might try Gears of War. I suspect Chad and I will be in the same boat on that. We'll probably try it. It might be good. And yeah, for the most part, the showcase was kind of cool. That's sort of what I expected. I was surprised though. People are consistently saying like it's the best showcase ever. It's like, oh my god, Xbox is back. I'm like, they clearly hit the right audience then, because I didn't think it was all that magnificent.
No.
So shows what we know.
I think we've just been on the Game Pass train for long enough now that everything is just like, oh, yep, this looks...
Maybe that's what it is.
I think so.
For people who don't have Game Pass, they're like, oh, shit. And meanwhile, we're like, there's always good stuff on Game Pass. It's kind of like if somebody got Netflix for the first time, they'd be like, I have so many things to watch. Well, yeah.
And then you get mad when they take them away.
Right? Yeah. But that's same as Netflix. That's why they're leaning into like the first party games, because then they don't ever have to take them off. So that's great. Let's talk about Starfield.
Oh boy. Yeah. So Starfield, I guess, has been getting review bombed again over the last little bit, last day or so. I don't know.
It looks like a day or two from the chart.
Yeah, a day or two. Yeah. They well, let me read the line here. Where did it go? I'm searching.
So she's going to read you a line when she finds it, but the important thing here is new update includes mods.
Yes.
And specifically, I'm thinking you found the line? Or not yet?
Not yet. Okay. Doesn't matter. Anyway, with those mods, some of them are behind a paywall.
Yeah. And that seems to have triggered an almighty shitstorm.
Yep. I mean, not as if this game hasn't done that right from the beginning, but...
Yeah, you know, I'm surprised there's that many people that care deeply about Starfield, if I'm honest. So we were talking about this a little bit, and it's one of those things where I'm gonna be almost a fence sitter on this one, because on the one hand, when you hear a game has mods, you're not thinking paid content.
No, just based off of past experience now.
Yeah. So like, I can see why people feel like it's a bit of a rug pull.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, I mean, if the designers and like if the studio that made the game says, hey, yeah, people can charge for their modding content, and the modders want to charge for their content, who the fuck are you to complain? Yep. Like, it's not like they're saying there are no free mods. They're just saying, hey, some of these are paid. I can see why people might not be thrilled about that, but review bombing it seems like a massive overreaction.
Yeah, because I found the line finally. It says some of those mods introduced as part of the platform, their creation club, update was tucked neatly behind a paywall. I mean, it's not everything. It's the stuff that they've probably developed.
Yeah. So I'm curious, when it says a paywall, do they elaborate on that? Because we have not looked at this yet. We only found this out just a few minutes ago. Because if it's like you have to subscribe to get premium mods, then that seems maybe a little more shitty. But if it's like, hey, this mod costs $3, I'm like, fuck, that sounds perfectly reasonable to my ears.
Skyrim has a creation club too, apparently. Microtransactional store. Boo. It's official Bethesda content. So, yeah, of course it's going to be behind a paywall. They have employees.
Oh, so it's more like DLC than mods.
Yeah. Developed by third-party developers and contracted mod authors. Official content as official content, Creation Club content does not disable achievement acquisition. So it's within the bounds of Bethesda itself. So it's their employees making this. So you know what? Paywall kind of makes sense to
Then
me.
yeah, I don't
What?
see the problem.
Yeah,
I see the problem even less then.
yeah.
I don't get that. Um
Well, even with it, so it's the one I'm reading about the Skyrim Creation Club right now because it's been around the longest, um, and it's for special edition, and there's only 74 mods in it out of the thousands of mods for Skyrim.
yeah, I guess that's the question is but there are free mods too
Oh yeah,
for Starfield.
yeah,
Then yeah, I don't see
yeah.
the
If
problem.
Bethesda wants to charge for their things, that's their prerogative.
Well, if anyone wants to try, like, bottom line, if Bethesda is saying, "Hey, we're going to charge," or "Hey, we're okay with other people charging," whatever, and those people want to make a buck, I mean, if you don't like it, don't fucking buy it.
Yeah.
Don't review bomb the game. That's dumb.
Yeah, it's not clear to me whether or not they're allowing other people to charge for their mods.
So I could see that being a point of contention
Yes.
among modders.
Yes.
But not among the community.
No.
Like if they were like, we're going to charge for our mods, but you can't charge for yours. As a modder, I could see you being like, come on, guys, that's shitty. But again, like, well, it's their fucking game. Like,
but the number of people that are modding, are they doing it because they want to make money off of it, or are they doing it because they enjoy the product?
Well, okay. There's whether they're doing it because they enjoy it and whether they'd love to make an extra buck if they could.
Yeah.
Like if they have the framework to charge money for mods, it wouldn't be unreasonable for somebody who's making mods to be like, hey, the fact that you don't let me take a cut of that is kind of shitty. But again, that would be like some modders maybe have a reason to be grumpy.
Yeah.
Not the entire community review bombing the game. That's a massive overreaction.
Yeah. No.
This seems dumb to me. I mean, I know this isn't the first time we've seen a dumb reaction to something, but this seems dumb.
Yeah. Especially for Bethesda's own creations. If I'm understanding it right. I could be misunderstanding what I'm reading, but
I mean,
based on what I'm reading.
I was taking a look too, and that looks approximately correct. Again,
yeah.
we might be lying here because we only found out about this just before we went live or
we
started
do
recording.
Lots of research before we speak.
Very deeply research stuff. Unfortunately, news often happens on Friday.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, either way, this doesn't seem like a big deal. I thought when it was getting review bombed, it must be because the DLC sucked. But I saw people seemingly saying the DLC was good.
They were talking, the DLC that was announced early on with the game itself hasn't even got a release date yet. Yeah.
Well, I think they said it's set for release this year now, but it's not out yet.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I think people are being drama queens again.
Imagine that, gamers being drama queens.
Yeah, right. That's
speaking as a gamer.
Wizards is dead. But hey, you know what? On that random tangent here, well, not that random. Unity is still not bankrupt, which I'm like
you predicted like 6 months. It's not been quite 6 months.
It hasn't been 6 months. And in fairness, I don't know how badly they're doing. But I did say at the time, I was like, they deserve to go bankrupt.
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily sure if they will go bankrupt, because I was surprised at the number of people who stuck with it, even though they tried to fuck them over so hard. But yeah, anyways, they seem to be trucking along. They're still updating, like the new Unity engine is going to add Apple Vision Pro support for the Vision OS 2. Which, I mean, hey, that could be cool. I remember playing a game on the HoloLens years and years ago, the HoloLens, the first version of it, and it was super fun because it's like you got to duck the aliens that are shooting at you and coming towards you. So, like, it was super cool. Might be good, might be fucking horrible. The Vision Pro stuff seems to have been a bit of a flop anyways on Apple's part.
Well, yeah, only being released really in the US.
Yeah, that was annoying.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd say it's dumb because the US is a big market, but it was annoying.
With the price point I think it was not a great decision.
It was pretty spendy, yeah.
Yeah.
I know a few people who have them. Most people that I know were fairly disappointed. The one guy I know that has it that was like, this is everything I wanted it to be. He has some money, and his entire reason for buying it was just that he could have displays anywhere he wanted. So he was just like, I'm fucking done with monitors. I'm just gonna wear the thing, and I need a new display. Just done. And he's like, it's the best fucking thing ever. It's kind of like with me with the Apple Watch. People ask me if the Apple Watch is worth it. Not so much anymore these days, but like when I first got it, I was like, no. But for me, it's worth every penny because I always have my phone muted and the watch vibrates silently on my hand, on my wrist, so I don't miss notifications. So like same sort of thing where it's like, it's not worth it, but if you've got the money for it and that's what you want, it's fucking amazing. Yeah. So we'll see. Maybe games will be a killer app for it. I don't know. I bet they won't.
No. I think it's probably one of those things where it's come out too early.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I don't know. AR games are tricky.
Yeah.
VR games are also tricky. I could see Pokemon Go on the Vision Pro being incredible.
That'd be amazing.
Like that could work really well.
Fuck yeah.
There are games that I think could be amazing, but at the same time, I would think, this is probably wrong, I would think that the overlap between people who play Pokemon Go and the people that spend, $3,000 on the Vision, probably not that high, but at the same time, I'm probably completely fucking wrong on that.
I mean, if I was a streamer that did Pokemon Go, damn right I'd get that.
That's a good point. Yeah, I bet that'll happen.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, not that that'll like turn the Vision Pro around or anything, but
there'll be kids asking mom and dad for that for Christmas.
Well, and for streamers, like there is a category of streamers, and like geo-guessing could potentially be really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could do that in VR too, because obviously you're not going to go to the place. But yeah, there are some games that could be amazing on the Vision Pro.
It'd be interesting to know, like, games that have been developed for VR, if they were able to revamp them in some way to make them work with the AR. If there'd be less of that nausea factor that happens for people.
Oh, there's none with AR.
Yeah, because you were explaining that to me, how you can still see your world.
Yeah, your world is still refreshing at the right. The motion of the background still happens in real time, so you never get motion sickness. One of the major benefits of AR.
Yeah.
The only time that it might happen is if somebody tries to like paint over the entire surrounding world, but that kind of defeats the purpose of AR in the first place. So yeah, I mean there are games that could work really well. I could imagine like silly games, but again, like nobody's gonna buy it for this. Things like playing virtual catch would be like stupid but fun.
I'm imagining people on the other side of the world, like with family members. That's right? So cute.
Yeah. Like there's things that could be super fun to play with, but they're not going to be like, "Ooh, I need to buy one for that." It's going to be like, I have one. I might as well. It's like the PlayStation, the Robo Dog and stuff.
Yeah.
Cute, but nobody's going to buy the damn system for it.
Yeah.
Or very few people anyways. Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, Unity, I'm surprised. They seem to still be trucking along though, so they kind of deserve to be bankrupt though. I'm a little salty about that, just because they really did something profoundly stupid.
They did.
But anyways, you said you hadn't been playing much or anything new this week.
Yeah, actually, I did lie. Ooh. I got on Apple Arcade. It's been on there for a while. I've seen it for a while. I finally downloaded Dicey Dungeons.
Oh yeah, how's it?
It's really fun. It's a game I've actually wanted to play for years. I've had it on my wish list on Steam for a long time, and it's simple. It's cute. It's fantastic as a mobile game. I don't think it would hold my attention as a PC game. But no, it's definitely cute. It's just basically a battle game with dice.
Yeah. I've seen it. I was actually just unfortunately not available for the Apple TV because I was like, it could almost be a party game, almost. Like you could do like a versus mode.
Yeah, there is a versus mode.
Yeah. But it appears to be only iPhone and iPad. So
can you project more than one iPhone?
No, they've not added that yet. They've talked about, well, okay, I don't know if they've publicly announced that but I know from people who work there that they've toyed with the idea. I think the problem is that right now, the Bluetooth doesn't have the bandwidth to initiate the multiple connections.
That makes sense.
I think that's the problem. Because it tries to do the actual streaming over Wi-Fi, but it still has to do a bunch of coordination over Bluetooth.
Yeah.
And I think it doesn't have the bandwidth for it. But that maybe they'll add it at some point. I think it'd be cool if they did.
Yeah.
Total non sequitur. This has nothing to do with gaming, and I apologize for that. Back in the day when I was working at a startup called Connected Lab, we were working on a party. This was right when the Apple TV, the first of the new gen one, the one that you can install apps on, when it was first coming out. So we're talking 8 years ago, something like that. We were working on a DJ app. So the Apple TV would be running the actual playlist, but anyone who was at the party could connect over Bluetooth and request tracks.
Yes.
And it was basically like a crowdsourced party. It was super cool. The problem was that it was so early in the days for Apple TV that none of the music services had actually done SDKs for it yet. So like the only thing we could connect to was a service called Deezer.
God.
And it was a little janky. But it had real potential. I wonder if anyone's built that yet.
Spotify has.
They have. Okay. I was going to say, like, it was such a great idea and it worked surprisingly well. It's just it was too early. We were like, this was before the actual thing had been released. We were working with like the pre-release SDKs and stuff. So I'm glad somebody built it, because that was I just thought of it when we were talking about like multiple iPhones, and I'm like, that was such a great idea, and I hope somebody brought it to market. So I'm glad somebody did. That's good. We can queue up all the Wi-Files podcasts.
There we go.
No, I want to play the Moon one.
Moon one is the best one.
Which Moon one? I like Hollow Moon.
Hollow Moon is good, but I like the Moon landing one.
The Kubrick fake the moon.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I love that. Oh, this reminds me, completely unrelated. I'm going to say like the video because I want to see if the little thing goes rainbowy.
Oh.
They added a feature a little while ago that if the transcript has like this video, I'm pretty sure it like highlights the like button. And I've seen it
like the video.
I've seen it happen with other videos, and like I do like the video, but like that's not why I want to see if it works for all channels or if it's like
that's
you have to be 100,000 subscribers or something. Yeah, I noticed it a while ago whenever somebody says it in the video, it like does the little like yeah.
I usually have mine on full screen, so I never see that.
Yeah, I only see it once in a while because usually I have it full screen too. But yeah, so I'll have to check the timestamp for that. I have been playing not much new. I've been playing a bit of Terraforming Mars because Board Game Arena, I mentioned last week that I had signed up for it. Only thing I've played on it so far is Terraforming Mars, but goddamn, it's good.
It's
like
good,
they did a great job. And also the game is fantastic. Gonna go Sunday is the plan to go over to my brother's place, and we're gonna play Ark Nova. So hopefully that goes well because I'm excited. I think I've played it before, but I can't remember. I certainly don't remember the rules for it.
I think when we were at Origins, Sam and Becca had bought it there.
That might be.
But I don't think we played it. We couldn't get a copy of it to play.
Anyways, excited to play that, and then it is also, I believe, on Board Game Arena. So after we play the physical version, we'll probably play it online as well.
Yep.
And I've been playing a shitload of Trains and a shitload of Factorio because I've been very busy this week, and Factorio is something that I can just fire up and like zone out for 20 minutes at a time.
Nice.
I like games like that. Something that you can just quickly make a little bit of progress and then shelve it for later. And
yeah.
Maybe one of these days I'll stream Factorio. I don't know. I feel like Factorio is super boring, but maybe it's a good one because you can talk easily. Like you can keep up with chat easily.
Yeah.
Especially if you're playing without enemies on, because then you don't need to pay any attention.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Nice.
Fun. Hopefully I'm going to play... I've been doing a lot more board games than video games in the last while.
That's good.
But I'm going to check out I'm gonna watch when Danielle plays it. I'm gonna watch the new Hogwarts stuff because
Yeah.
I'm curious.
Yeah.
I kept forgetting to tell my wife Danielle that Hogwarts had a DLC / new questline thing, and when I told her at dinner, she was like, "So that might be fired up already, actually." So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
I'm curious, and I'm curious if they changed it so that the fucking
Flight is better.
Well, that too. I was thinking the stupid flu network or whatever the
Oh.
woman every time Hogsmeade. I forget what it is now, but fuck, I could recite it line for line for a while. Yeah. So, anything else you wanted to chat about or let people know about?
No.
Or okay,
No.
okay. The Dice to Pixels game is coming out never. I actually do want to make one, but I have no idea what to make.
Well, we still need to work on Spill Jimmers eventually, and
we do need to finish Spill Jimmers. Yeah, actually, now that I've got the laser cutter going and everything else, one of these days when I have some time, we should like cut out some components and stuff.
Yeah.
Make like a really high quality version of it. Yeah, Jeffrey. All right, that'll probably do it. We miss Chad. He'll be back next week, we expect, and he's just sick.
Yeah,
he's snorting and coughing and didn't want to
make all that noise and
do that into your earphones, your ear balls. So with that, we'll bid you adieu, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Mwah.